What's going on, everyone? Ted on here. I'm going to be answering most of your questions and most of all, whatever you have to say, like whether it's a comment, whatever. Um, because today the goal is you get to know me as much as I get to know you. So, um, I'm just waiting for you guys to ask whatever questions you have or may not want to ask, like to anyone else. Like, whatever you want to ask me, I will most definitely put my best answer to that whenever you guys are ready, you know, because I realized that I haven't done a Q&A on like my YouTube channel, so I want to try. All right. So basically, I would just, say some things like some, encouragement that I would possibly would need to have a active and, good going channel. So, I mean, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna still do it. Well, not that, but I mean, what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna still do the Q&As, but it's like here's what I want to say. So the reason why I'm not so consistent on YouTube as much as you guys want me to is because you see, I'm more of like an Instagram type guy sometimes and a Snapchat type guy. So I wouldn't know what it's like to be consistent on YouTube because I haven't tried that before. And it's like if I was to try, there's only one thing that's holding me back, which is a schedule. I mean, even though I don't have like the most, irritating schedule than everybody else as a student and whatever else, I still do have a little bit of a problem with just keeping up with content sometimes because it's like no matter how many times I try to do something with my life with the social life, it always turns out that I might not feel too confident to make a video because sometimes I have too much free time and I don't usually think about posting a lot of stuff. So it turns out that I usually just sit back and just take some time to think about what I might do. So here I am today. I'm doing the Q&A and I'm just going to express everything that people want to hear instead of things that they might not want to hear or see. And to start off, I'm just gonna say that, you know, for those people who possibly want me to do like content that's different from, you know, anything, just let me know in the Q&A. I'll most definitely look forward to. And I hope whatever the selection you're choosing is something that will not, get me demonetized or anything else. Because, basically, so far, once I started doing this YouTube stuff, I noticed that there was one thing that I possibly don't usually do all the time, which is like I don't post games that much anymore because pretty much my Xbox is, messed up. It's not letting me sign into my Xbox account. And I'm pretty sure like the Xbox company is not working with my Xbox console anymore. So I won't be able to post gaming as much, but I will be able to post like content that's like about social lives, you know, not something that will embarrass much people when I bring up the topic. So, I mean, that's the best I have for now until I get like a vlogging camera. And then, I could probably just vlog my whole life and tell you about like how it is to be where I am and what improvements could be made. So things could be much more different for me and whoever is watching the videos. And maybe I could meet some of my fans out there who's been here for day one, which is, some of the people that I maybe might not remember because you know, I haven't kept up with my subscribers and stuff, which is something that you guys would probably understand already because there's a lot of big content makers who make the same mistakes. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that if we could all accept mistakes in our lives, then we'll be just fine. I know I'll be, even though like I haven't done the best ideas yet. I'm still trying because, to be honest, I realized that the only way to possibly get good at things is to do the things that you would be good at. And pretty much, I know that I'm a good actor, a good, musician sometimes. I know that I could possibly become a great model one day because I have a lot of outfit ideas that most people don't usually see, like on TikTok or any of these, other social websites. So, I mean, pretty much, there's a lot I could possibly say right about now. I just haven't started yet. And the reason why I haven't, like, started off doing things that were like besides gaming is because um, it was like my first time on YouTube, so I wouldn't know like what girls and men or anybody else of any gender would have liked at first. So I just decided like gaming was gonna be my first idea, or maybe I could just post about like how it is at school and what I want school to be like in future terms. But it turns out that you can't really make that decision yourself because whatever school, college, wherever you go, you can't really make a decision on how it is because they control the industry. So, I mean, I'm not going against that, but I'm just saying that if I were to make a decision for myself and I had control over whatever the industry does, I would just tell everybody that, there's a lot of responsibility when it comes to a position as high as, taking care of a community that most people want to see getting better and things could change and all this other stuff. Because I know people been through a lot. I can't say I know how you feel, but I most definitely could say that, you've seen things that were worse than what I've seen, you know? And I know what it's like to have someone in your life that passed away. That's the only thing I know about because that's just been happening to everyone so far. But I don't know anything else. Like, I don't know what it's like to, sit down in my room every day and cry about the same thing just yet. But maybe one day I might get there. I'm not going to jinx it on myself, but I know that's going to happen when it comes to a time when I might suffer from something that my family might not want or the outsiders might not want. But I'm not worried about the outsiders because, see, I don't take everybody's opinion seriously. As you can see, that, on the platforms that I've been on and people seeing me before, I'm able to stand up to people, but I just wait for my time. The time that is right for me to not do anything or say anything stupid. That's why I'm the silent one. Because if I said something, it wouldn't even be something that most people would take seriously themselves because they would just think like maybe this guy need to stop making content and saying too much. Well, that's the thing. I'm trying to not say too much so I don't have to, make everybody else disappointed. So that's why I'm doing the Q&A. So you guys could give me better ideas and options and ask questions that you may not have asked me before I even, came here and just showed up. Because the thing is, I showed up without even telling anybody like what I do for myself. And see, I try my best to promote my media everywhere, but it's like the only media I ever started on was just Instagram since I was 13 years old. So basically, the truth is, if I wanted to promote what I have now, it won't even work because the thing is, all these programs and stuff want you to pay to actually be a big industry maker and whatever else. Like, not most of these things are free. Sometimes you gotta pay for it, and I get that. I get it that everybody likes to make sure their business is legit, and there's nothing wrong with being a legit business because I would say, yeah, let's get down with this. Let's make a legit business. Let's make money. But I won't say that the business should most definitely have like the right to tell us what exactly we need to do to pay for whatever we possibly don't want to pay for. Because I know some people trying to save up to pay their bills, and it's tough out there because when you're in a family where you could most definitely struggle from things like being homeless, being broke, losing all that cash because you don't have much to give for your family anymore after working so hard and the business just takes that away from you. I get that. I know how that feels. See, I'm telling you about things that I know that possibly makes you upset and angry and how it hurts you more than it might have hurted me when I first saw it myself. And maybe you guys could relate. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just the only one who's just saying this out of my crazy mind. Like, I'm just possibly doing what I need to do just because maybe I just don't have nothing much left to give. And see, for me to be here on YouTube, I'm not here for the money. I'm here to be represented as the best well, not communist, but I'm here to be represented as the best black man in the industry that can most of all help people, not just, say these terrible things about other people in a respectful way, but, at least get an understanding of why they're doing this. Because sometimes you got to understand what people do things for before they even do it. But yeah, the one thing I haven't known yet is why did Hollywood make every single celebrity want to quit? I know you guys want to know that story too, because You guys been waiting for that information for years. And I'm here to tell you that maybe because Hollywood was probably trying to promote their own type of community by just making the actors do what they want instead of the actors being able to do what they want to do. But at the end of the day, it's not their fault. They came to the industry to get help with their lives so they could succeed for their families and do these other things, you know? You can't say they're wrong about that, but what you could say is they most definitely didn't do this on purpose. They didn't leave the industry on purpose. They did it for their own good to make sure that they could still be able to do their job and they don't have to be represented as someone who doesn't even have a life to live anymore. Then again, I could be wrong. I could be wrong about many things that's happening in today's world, but at least I know that when I say something about it, other people will say something about it too. Sometimes it's not about being more educated about one thing. It's about at least having a word for it and that most people could relate with that. Because people always will tell you that there's no right or wrong answer. So you have to stick to that for once. Because maybe there isn't no right or wrong answer in the industry. But there is most of all information that will be taken by the right person, depending on who says it. To be honest, you want to know what it's like every day for someone like me to be able to just do anything in this world to make sure I could most definitely be able to provide for myself, even though I'm not the most famous guy in the world? Well, here's what I'm gonna say about that. Um, what it's like to be the most unnoticed, YouTuber of the whole entire like industry is like, you sit here at times and you just think about like what could have gone differently, what could have possibly gone right, or what could have gone wrong. But the bigger question is, what did I do wrong that no one else would have said most in definitely correctly in the beginning. I mean, I know I've been criticized for my work, and I'm famous for being criticized for something that I do, but to be honest, what am I supposed to do about it? I can't tell anybody what to do. This is everyone else's life. I can't always hold people's hands and just tell you, like, you know, there's something wrong. I most definitely need you to speak up. I can't say that because then again, it's not my opinion. You know, I can't most definitely tell you what's going to happen in the future unless pretty much it's like I had the knowledge to actually say what I had to say. But all I can say right about now is what is the industry going to do for me? The more the things I could have done for them. I know I could do something for this community, but it's just that it's not that easy to do it because I sit here every day. I just don't do much because I know one day I'm going to be criticized for my work, not even by the outsiders, but just by the people who know it best. So the best thing to do is we stick to phase one. I have to most definitely do what people would want to see me do. So that's why I decided I will work with the subscribers instead of just posting random stuff. That's what most YouTubers should have done. And most of all, like most people wouldn't have said the same things that I said so far, but what they would say is there is a way to be big on the industry. You just have to find it out the best way possible. Cause see, when I was younger, I always wanted to be the biggest star, and I dreamed of being the biggest star. But it turned out that I couldn't be the biggest star because I didn't know how to start that off. Like I wanted to be multiple things in my life. Like I wanted to be a firefighter, an astronaut, all these other jobs in the world. But it turns out it's not like that. Sometimes it takes a certain degree and a certain risk of life to possibly get those things. And see, if I wasn't here today, I still wouldn't know what I wanted to do because I'm wrapped up in ideas that I don't even feel good doing. I never got a chance to make my own decisions. I always depended on other people, but the only decision I made myself was how I became who I am today. Other than that, I don't know what exactly could have been different on what I should have done for myself when that time came when I could have done something. Everything I have now is not because of, how good I am as a person with my attentions. Everything I have right now is not because, I possibly have all the things in the world that I possibly want. I still, have like a lot of issues in my life that just doesn't change. And I don't know how that's going to change because as you can see, I'm not the type of person who would know how to, make people's lives better all the time, but I would try to tell you something like, sometimes people suffer through the hardest causes of life, but don't let it, you know, hinder you like a hammer being pinned to a wall. Sometimes you got to unscrew your own ideas and bring it to the table as just one little nail that could be pinned back on the wall with positivity instead of negativity. And other than that, I mean, when I give opinions, here's what happens. People think that I'm saying weird stuff or I'm just not making sense, but guess what? They just don't listen closely. So people who don't listen closely wouldn't have any idea on how good I'm actually doing to save everyone else. But be the type person to keep trying and trying and trying because they only trying to find the information they want to hear, which is okay. But guess what? I'm telling you the information that you haven't heard from me that you might wanted to hear too. You see, I'm not just any regular black guy. I'm actually a black person who's been through the experience of going to the same traumatic drama since I was a kid. And ever since I went on dating sites, the same thing happened every single time. I was discriminated. I was this, I was that. But you know how I take it? I take it like I don't give a shit because I'm invincible with emotions. You may think I'm upset with you, but I'm just nonchalant. I sit back and just let words come out of my head because what are those words are gonna do for me? They don't usually help. They just make me even worse. That's why I don't take them. And that's the thing. You can't always take opinions from everybody because you think it's right for you to do, and maybe it might save your life later. Sometimes you gotta do it on your own because most people would say, yeah, you could be careful what you post, but either way, it still get discriminated. So how the hell is that going to change the fact that it's going to make me the biggest star without being hated on? I'm still gonna have haters, right? That's what everybody has. Everyone has that one single enemy who makes the whole world go against them. That's the thing. You don't get a chance to be happy with just the good followers. Sometimes you gotta deal with the most, sarcastic, dramatic, and annoying followers who just don't like you for you. Because maybe they just think like, oh, you're not white, you're not Mexican, well, Latina, you're not, the color that I want you to be. But guess what? Those people don't have the right to change anything about you because the change of anything that should be most of all like controlled at that moment was the change that you make for yourself. And that's how it is. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything about the black culture, white culture, or whatever else, because pretty much that's a battle for other people to fight. And if I wanted to fight that battle, I would have done it in person instead of just on the media. See, to be honest, I could sit here for 2 hours and tell you that there's completely nothing you could do about what I could do in my whole entire existence. And it still would be some sort of hater that wants to say something out of their, dark minds because they're having a bad day. So they want to shame it on other people and make them want to not return to their media base. So they make another one. But either way, all that hating and all that other stuff that people tell me, it's not going to, make me quit on my career. It makes me better than who I have to be because pretty much I realized that I'm already am an adult. Who's gonna stop me? No one can stop me. Not even my own parents. The truth is, the older you get, the responsibilities will have to be let on you to make. Not anybody else, but you. The real question is, what are you waiting for? Are you gonna take the chance to do it yourself? Or are you gonna just keep letting other people tell you that you have to do it yourself? So I decided, why don't I just do both and see which one does me better? And whatever one does me better, I'll rely on that as a source of actually getting somewhere in life instead of being in the same cycle of depression and all this other stuff. I've been through this phase for years. The only problem is I never gotten out of this phase since then. So now it's time for me to actually start, you know. To be honest, I'm not afraid to do something out of my own, you know, my own human based life. The only thing I would ever be afraid of is what will happen when I'm not here to do it all. Who else is going to tell you the same information and let you have all the opinions you want to have to be said out loud? Because, see, the truth is, I would be the only YouTuber or streamer to most definitely say your opinions out loud and just be like, yeah, maybe you should have a change of heart, or maybe that's a good opinion, but we could work on it together to make sure that it could get better. You know, that's what I'm trying to make sure it happens. You know, because everybody deserves a chance to try something different. We all just gotta know when that's gonna happen, because it can happen any day. It can happen today, tomorrow, maybe next year. Who knows? But that's why I'm here, to make sure that I'd let you know when it happens. We could do it together. And that's what should have been done in the beginning. I kind of did wish I did a live stream to make sure that everybody got to know me then. But either way, people probably do already know who I am because of my social media memes and whatever else. You know, I've done some weird content before, and it wasn't really that weird the way I thought of it, but maybe the other people who are just, full of business and just all that other stuff about money. See, that's the difference. I don't need that much cash in my life to be happy, because money doesn't make me happy all the time. The only thing that money ever does for me, it just helps me with one little purchase that I had in my mind that I couldn't afford in the beginning. Like, to be honest, money is just a ticket to your purchase. So things could be much more easier for you in the future terms when you make that same purchase again for someone else. That's how it is. Everything here has a cost. But are you able to finish that payment? Because if you can't finish a payment, then that's how you're going to be stuck on the same exact payment every single time. But yeah, that's my last words on that. Anything else that happens in life, I most definitely make sure the media would possibly know about it, either in person or in, virtual world. However you want to call this YouTube stuff. But Other than that, I'm out of here. And I guess I'll see you guys when I see you guys.